So hello, hello, hello. This is Connie Rose, and it is truly my joy and my honor and my delight to be with you and share with you um, what I believe is the blueprint to really, really have everything that you want. I have been doing these vision board classes, and some of you have seen my last year or 2 years or 3 years ago classes. This is like a whole other different level. In June of 2024, I was actually with Dr. Tammy and Wendy at a leadership retreat. And I was up in our room, and it was like all of a sudden, this download came to me about what we had before and how it could be elevated. So, like, I'm like the guinea pig, right? Like, I try to stay in curiosity. So, I'm like, okay, I'm going to start this new blueprint, add to it, and see what happens. And this is what I will tell you for those of you who don't necessarily know me, because I see some friends that I've known for a while, and I see some new people that I haven't met yet, and new friends there too. I know this is like a holiday weekend, right? So like there's 15 different places you could be, and that you chose to invest your time with me this morning deeply touches my heart. Just know that. I hope you feel that. And this is what I have to tell you. In the last like year and a half, this let me just tell you the circumstances, and then I'm going to tell you the results because they're not typical. So in the last year and a half, I had the honor and privilege of caring for my parents while they were in hospice. They both were, and they went to heaven 15 weeks apart. So this was my first Christmas without my mom and dad. That those events triggered more grief from the death of my son. He didn't die. He's still here. When he transitioned for a little over 4 years ago. I was not expecting that. Also, during this time, I got my marriage complete, divorced, still friends. Like it's working in ways that like it's hard. I keep saying this is hard to believe, but it's happening. So that has been this smooth, easy transition. I lost my best friend. I remodeled my house inside and outside. And I only say that just so that like there's been some stressful things, right? What people would say were stressful. Because when I remodeled my house, it was everything. Like everything had to be boxed up because it was the floors, it was the walls, it was the ceiling, it was like new furniture, like we're talking new everything. So everything there was a lot of things to manage. And I don't know if I'm forgetting anything. Oh, during that time, so let me tell you the like so that's like what happened, like the circumstances. And I know people who any one of those things would cause tremendous stress. And because of the technology I use with the frequency wellness and this technology that we're going to be talking about today, I have been able to increase my earnings by 350% this year. I earned this leadership trip where that's where Dr. Tammy and Wendy were on. And so it wasn't that just I just didn't earn it, but Wendy earned it, another team member earned it. We also earned, and Troy's on here, Troy and Wendy and I and this other person on our team all earned a week in the Mexican Riviera on Royal Caribbean, and that's going to be in March. Um, I did not know there was this level of joy available in my life. And there's a lot of circumstances that would not necessarily predict, like this happens, and then here's the results. So the great news about all of that, if I could do that, you could do that. And your circumstances really, oh, really, really have no power over you and your life and what you want. So this is you're going to get a recording because you might want to, like, we're going to do some work and you're going to maybe want to listen to it again. So I'm going to start the I see there's a thing in the chat. Oh yeah, Wendy said yeah. So I've also been, thank you, Wendy, in a year and a half I've been on, I think, 34 or 36 airplanes. And in the past, when I would travel like that, about a third of the time I would get sick because I've been in lots of different environments and around lots of different people. I traveled for fun, I traveled for business, and it was like 34 or 36 airplane trips, and not sick one time. Like, not one time have I been sick. So I think I might be onto something, and I want to share that with you guys. If you have questions, please put them in the chat. We will address everything at the end. Okay. Okay. Let me share my screen. I'm going to go back and forth between our slideshow and the resources. Okay. Here we go. Welcome. Manifest your vision, because we are going to vibe high in 25. That's how it's going to go. A little bit about me. So I wear many hats, depending on what is needed at the time, who needs me to show up how. I am a frequency wellness expert and a quantum living advocate with this incredible company named Solex. I am also a master NLP coach and trainer. And I speak and I train in small, like one-on-one, small groups, like coaching, and larger groups too. So that's a little bit about me. So this is how you can get the most out of this class. So I always call them like my hot tips of the day. So it will serve you best if you make sure you're in a quiet space where nothing can distract you. I just silence my phone. I welcome you to silence your phone. That'll be there in a couple hours. You really want your environment to be open, available. Like, think about, like, get centered for a second, because there's nowhere else to be other than right here, right now. This is a very safe environment so that you are safe to dream. And we can feel our energy going down into the earth, grounding in that safety of Mother Earth. And then we can feel the energy coming up. So it's going to go into our root chakra at the bottom of our spine. And you can feel that anchor there. You are safe. And you are appreciated. And it's going to move up to your sacral chakra, where the creative energy starts to percolate a little bit more. And then it goes up to the solar plexus, and then in our tummy, like your gut instinct, right? So when you hear something as you're creating this, because you're creating your life today, and as you work on this, so you're going to hear things that'll come in or have intuitions about that, and being grounded and rooted in all of this, and remembering who you are, that helps with that solar plexus energy. And we're going to go up to our heart, and I'm going to tell you, ladies and gentlemen, my heart chakra is like wider open than it's been in a very, very long time. I hope you feel how grateful I am for all of you and how much I appreciate you, because I don't get to be me unless I have somebody to be me with. I don't get to do this and share this unless somebody steps forward and says, hey, me too, right? So I just honor and appreciate you guys here, whether you're live or listening to the recording. I hope you still get that love energy. And then we're going to go up to our throat. where we get to speak what we want, say what our heart's desire is, and speak it into reality. We go up to our third eye, where we're going to be able to see what's in our future. We're going to see and know like the actions to take and the way to get there. And then we go to our crown. Here's the thing, God put you here for a reason. I am so clear about that. Let him tell you why you are here. Because there has never been a time in history, such as now, that the collective we need you to rise up and be who you were born to be. Because, like, I will tell you, I have such tremendous respect for many people on this Zoom right now. Like, I look in the who's here, like in the participant window, and I have been so tremendously blessed with such amazing, powerful, loving people. And I can say, well, I want to be more like Tessa. I mean, I can name almost any one of you. And God didn't put me here to be Tessa. God put me here to be Connie Rose. And all of the weird and wonderful ways that Connie Rose shows up. So I invite you to be open, receptive, listen to our maker who designed you perfectly, because there is a future and there are people waiting for you. There are literally people waiting for who you are. Okay? You might hear me say something about that again. And let's just take a deep breath. And we're going to stay in a state. I invite you to stay in a state of curiosity, being inquisitive, open. So, I'm a nerd. So, like, I'm going to stop and tell you the nerd stuff, right? So, when your brain is in curiosity, it suspends judgment. It also helps suspend that itty bitty shitty committee up here. So, I invite you to approach this whole process out of a state of curiosity and being open to discovering and experiencing anything that comes up for you. Okay. So that's how to get the most out of this class. So what's the problem that we're dealing with here? So there is a gap, and oftentimes it is a painful and confusing gap between, like, once you see the purpose for your life and you start to hear the calling, there's a gap from where we are now to where we want to be, right? So in scripture, in Proverbs, so Proverbs is one of my two favorite books of the Bible. I also love John. So Proverbs 29:18 says, without a vision, the people perish. So consider, without a vision for your health perishes. Without a vision for your finances perish. Without a vision for your relationships perish. So we're going to look at 9 areas on the Feng Shui Bagua and start creating that vision, or continue that vision as I know some of you have been working on this for, like, this is not new to you. And I want you to also consider, what is having no vision in these areas costing you? In the beginning, before, like, when people were getting on, I was talking about the energy leaks that we have. And it's been real apparent in the last week where my own energy leaks have been, and identifying those and, like, sealing those off. And in some of the conversations I've been having with my other friends and coaches, in them also recognizing these energy leaks. And when you seal that off, it literally, you get more energy to actually do what you're here for. And there's a real cost in energy, there's a cost in time, and there's a cost in money. So start to think, what is the cost of you not having a vision in your life, in your relationships? Maybe it's in your energy and vitality. Maybe it's in your bank account. Most people spend more time planning an annual vacation that might be what? A week. We have 52 weeks in a year. So they'll spend all this time planning, dreaming, researching, being curious, like what's available when I go on this vacation. They spend more time creating a vacation from their life than actually creating their life. Consider, I've seen that a lot, which is, I would say, which is ordinary. And what I know is that you're not in my circle if you want to be ordinary, because I don't attract ordinary. I attract extraordinary, which is why it's so cool that all of you guys are here. The next thing I want you to think about, where some of these energy leaks might be happening, is your support structure, your environment, right? So when a fish gets sick in an aquarium, do you start treating the fish, or do you start treating the environment of the fish? I think you start treating the environment of the fish. One of the reasons I remodeled my home was I was completing one phase of my life and creating a new phase of my life. And I know the power of energy and the power of my own biosphere, but like everything has a frequency. Like that's just the deal. So look in your environment, and you might, some of the questions you might ask yourself are, who are you sharing your vision with? Do you have a community or a coach? I've almost always have had a coach. I have a coach now. Because a coach saves me time. Like I just get to move faster with a coach. So I'm all about like, let's go. It takes a village, right? So look in your environment. You might want to start to see like, okay, there might be some energy leaks, and how do I close that gap? And how do I create the community, right? So start thinking about that. That's something to think about. The next piece is, what's the actual cost of your vision? Most people have no idea what their vision costs. So like, how can you get to where you're going if you don't know what it's going to take to get there? So when I decided I was going to change my environment, I got estimates, I shopped around, and it wasn't just the dreaming, it was the like the practical stuff. And I am someone who am committed to paying cash for things. I do not want to carry debt, and it's for an energy reason. And as we create your future, start thinking about, okay, like what's it going to take? And it might not only be money, and or it might be not money at all. It might be time. You know, the two most important resources we have is like time, like, because we can't ever get that back. And then in this 3D world that we're in, like it takes money. It just does. And the beautiful thing is we could actually exchange our passion and get paid for that. So like be thinking about that too, right? So how can you get to where you're going if you don't actually know what it takes to get there? And then this is a big energy leak area, is an ineffective action. You know, are you spinning too many plates and not going anywhere? That was one thing I saw, and I'm seeing more clearly and more clearly. And if it's not in alignment with what you say you're committed to and the future you are living into, you just might want to look at like, what kind of payoff am I getting there? And what is the cost, right? And it might be in the world of limiting beliefs. Like I'm taking this ineffective action because I should fill in the blank, right? Like I should continue to do this because I've been doing it forever. And that is what we call in NLP like a limiting belief. So we got the problem. We're not going to stay there. And we need to address it, right? So, what's the solution? Because again, I'm going to say, this is like my favorite thing. The world needs your brilliance. Like, we actually, like, you were born for a reason, such as a time of this happening. Please, like, as a, do it for yourself. Do it for yourself because that's who you are. And at some point, I hope you hear the people who are waiting for you to show up as your greatest self-expression, because it's already inside of you. You would not be here and watching this if it wasn't. Like, the world needs, and you really need, like, for yourself, everything that you have to offer. It's time to rise and shine. So we're going to create your vision. We're going to use this Feng Shui model. Feng Shui is the art of placement. So I've been doing vision boards. Gosh, I'm 52. I've been doing them for, I don't even know how many years. Many. And if you're at my house, on my walls, you can see my past vision boards, and because I like to see kind of like where I came from and where I'm headed. And it's going to be a visual representation of what you want. How are you going to design your life? If you can have it any way you want, now you don't have to know how to get there, because we don't know how to get there. Also, we already be there, right? So we're going to be casting your vision. And this is so important. Envision and feel, like actually feel in your heart. It's that brain heart coherence, right? So we are thinking about it, we're seeing it, and then we're going to, that long, whatever, 12 inches, they say it's the longest 12 inches in the world, from your heart, from your head to your heart. And for me, I will tell you, sometimes it helps for me to actually put my hand over my heart, so that like everything, my body is telling me, like, pay attention to your heart, girl. And I promise you, it's not enough just to see your vision. It gets activated when your emotions are aligned with your thoughts and your actions, and that supports programming your unconscious mind. Okay. So, I'm a nerd, so we're going to be talking about the brain. And it's literally rewiring your brain, because the current neural pathways and a lot of other things got you to where you are now. So we are going to get to create new neural pathways to get you where you really want to go. Because you've already produced results. That's the thing. Like, this is not anything new. You've been creating results your whole life. And all you need to do is very simple. Just look around. That's what you've produced. So if you want new results, we're just going to create new neural pathways. And I'm going to tell you, I know most of you, I'm sure, have heard, everything you want is outside of your comfort zone, which is true. That's those new neural pathways, because our current neural pathways are what's comfortable to us. It's when we start taking new actions and new ways of being in the world is when literally what's happening is there's a sensation, right? That sensation literally is new neural pathways growing in the brain. So expect it to be uncomfortable. And this is what I want you to know. Now that you know, oh, that's all it is. Like, I don't need to freak out. I don't need to do anything else. Once I'm aware, like, I'm starting to have, you might label it as anxiety. I don't label it as anxiety. I like to rephrase that as it is a high state of awareness. It is not anxiety. It is a very high state of awareness where your senses are like going off and doing the things that they're doing. Like, you're more aware. Maybe it's like your heart beating. Maybe it's your mind racing. Those are just sensory sensations caused by the new neural pathway growth. So what I do, and I train my clients, so you recognize like the unquote uncomfortable feeling. And we want to say, and so I'm going to back up one thing. we're hardwired to stay safe, right? Our brain is literally hardwired. That's why we survive, right? So some people say, oh, rise above it. No, try that. It won't work. Um, really, what we need to do is acknowledge, oh, there you go. Like, okay, like there's a little, so just get curious again, get curious about the sensations. And it's like, oh, okay, that's just new neural pathways growing. Oh, that's just my brain telling me I want you to be safe. So then that's a good thing, right? So then all there is to say is like, Connie, oh, you're not going to say Connie, you're going to say your name. Connie, you are safe. Thank you for wanting to keep me safe. And you are safe in this moment. At this moment in time, I'm here. There's no lion coming to eat me. In this moment, I am safe. And I'm telling you, so there's when you are in fight or flight or freeze, all the blood flow, not all, the blood flow shifts from your frontal cortex, which is where all the reasoning and like logic and all that stuff happens. It shifts, the blood flow goes, oh, we have a different priority now. We don't need to think clearly. We just need to keep her safe. So all the blood flow goes back, not all. The blood flow goes back to the brainstem, and we're going to keep her safe. And then there's going to be a whole experience of neurology stuff that's going to happen. You're going to see and feel and touch and all the senses, right? You're going to have that experience. I promise you that's what's going to happen. And when you're aware and curious about it, instead of making it wrong and like, oh, I shouldn't feel this way, I should be better, I should whatever, stop shitting on yourself. So what happens is then you can say, oh, okay, oh, my brain loves me so much. Thank you. Thank you for wanting me to be safe. I am safe. When you shift into that, all of that calms down because the blood flow changes, the chemistry changes. So our negative thoughts are toxic, literally create toxins in our body, literally. Okay. When you can stay centered and know that you are safe, divinely protected, all is well, because in this moment, you're okay, you're here. Then we could shift that chemistry that got us the results from fear and anxiety to appreciation, because that's such a high frequency. Like, thank you. Thank you. This is such a beautiful thing. God made this brain so perfectly beautiful that it's trying to keep me safe and it just needs a little reassurance. It just forgot. That's all. I forgot. It's okay. I'm safe. Then you get to say, this is who I am. And you're going to remind it, this is who I am. This is what I want. This is what I'm here for. So that's that. Okay. So that's kind of the background, right? So your vision board and plan. We're going to be creating not just a vision board. In the past, we've created one vision board around your desires or your like what goals or results you want to produce. So I'm going to remind you the word desire comes from de, which is Latin for God, sire, born of, like, in the world of like horses or show dogs, you'll see such and such is sired by such and such, like sired, born, de, sire, desire. If God has put a desire in you, that is a gift from God, and he would not have given it to you unless you had everything you needed to make it happen. Okay. So we only did one up until this year. We only did one vision board. We're going to still do that vision board. We're just going to take it to a whole other level. So we're going to create 4 vision boards. We're going to set a target in each area of your life. And then we're going to apply this proven strategy. Also, we're going to create a power word. What word inspires you to be the most powerful version of yourself? And I'm going to give you some samples of that. I emailed this to you already. If you haven't seen that email, look for it. It came from ConnieRoseUp@gmail.com. In addition to the word, because we know words have power, phrases also have power. So first, after you pick the word, I'm going to show you how easy it is to pick a phrase. Now, you can create your own phrase, and then I have a couple of resources for you. Then we're going to program our mind to build those neural pathways, and it's building that mental muscle to achieve your dream life. Okay, so the Feng Shui Bagua, like I said, it's the art of placement, and it covers these 9 areas. So instead of just slapping a picture up just anywhere, I have found that where you place it is important. Feng Shui is an ancient practice. So in the top left corner will be abundance. That's where that is placed. And each of these have a color too, and you'll see that on the actual vision board. Fame and reputation. Like, how do you want to be known out in the world? So like abundance, everybody knows what that is, I would say, right? Fame and reputation is not just like you want to be famous. I'm not saying you want to be famous. This is about how do you want your world, your influence, your community to see you as. Okay. Because it's one thing to know who you are internally, and then it's another thing to get to be who you are in the community. So like I know myself as a powerful creator. It's one aspect of me. And my community, because I've done the work, also knows me as that. Okay. And then we have relationship. This is like for your, like a heart relationship. Okay. Top right. Then in the middle row on the far left is health, and it's also family. So where the relationship in the top right is for like romantic relationship, the middle of the left column is for family relationships. Okay. So you could have a goal in either or both. In the middle, which I love, it's in the middle, and it's all about well-being. And for me, that's balance in all things. Then in the middle right-hand column is our children, if you have children or want children, and your creativity, because children like are born from us, and like our creative stuff is born from us. And so that's where that creative energy happens over there. Bottom left-hand corner is knowledge. I personally am I have a master's in education, by the way. I love learning. I believe the people who are the most powerful, effective in the world are continuous learners. And I know there's other educators on here too. So, and I'm not like, even though I have a master's in education, I am not saying you have to go to a traditional college. Like, what do you want to learn? Go learn it, right? Enhance your life. So if there's a vision that you have, and I want a particular thing, some extra knowledge might be appropriate for you to get there. So start thinking about that. Then in the bottom middle is our career. It's really how does the world pay you for being you? Okay. And then the last bottom corner is travel and helpful people. So those of you who like to travel, you might focus on that. Those of you who want to work on like friendships and people who will help you get there, that is that area there. And so you can see, I don't know if you guys could discern, at the bottom of my travel is my mom and my dad and my son. So those are helpful people that are supporting me and helping me in the angelic world. So they do not necessarily need to be in this 3D physical form. Okay. So these are some sample vision boards. And this is the one. So this is when I started teaching this Feng Shui model. So over to the left is my 2021 vision board. My son, so I always teach it in the December before the year, right? So in 2020 was when Nicholas went to heaven, and I was not doing well at all, like at all. Did not want to be here, did not want to create a future. Why would I want to create a future? Like this precious miracle in my world is not part of my future. That didn't make sense. But my parents were very sick. And I will just be straight with you. I like stuck around for them. Like I knew I'm here for a reason. and it wasn't big enough yet for me. And so I knew I had to take care of myself so I could take care of them because they were ill. And then obviously, like they really, really, really wanted to be with Nicholas. And so they got their wish. So that's the background of what happened in 20, like when I did this 2021 vision board. So my word was trust, because what was missing in my life. So this is like, we're going to start talking about these power words. What was missing in my life was trust. Because even though I believed that God, that everything was in divine right, perfect order, because that was my foundational belief before Nicholas went to heaven. So that couldn't have changed just because he went to heaven. So I knew I needed, what would benefit me would be trust. Like if I could trust that this really is going to be okay, that this really is, I'm going to find a way to navigate this, which maybe I'll tell you later about how that's all going, because like it is like the most miraculous thing I've ever known. Um, Death is an illusion. And my son is more present with me now. He was 18 when he went to heaven. He would have been 23 now. And I'm sure as a young adult, he would have been everywhere but hanging out with mom. And now, because of his address, his new address, I have access to him literally all the time. Now, I would rather have him here. Many, many, many ways. I miss his hugs almost more than anything. He was 6'1" and he gave the best hugs. And I miss that. And I've been able to create really with him a new relationship because I trusted that this was actually how it was supposed to be. The next year, I'm like, okay, I got trust on board, but I'm still really not in alignment with all this because like, okay, I could trust that it happened, but like I still don't know why. I didn't see it. And if I could be in alignment with what God had planned, and I believe I planned with Nicholas. I believe we choose our parents. I believe we choose our friends. I believe we choose when we come in and when we go out. I believe we choose ahead of time, like what we're going to do here. Because why? What are we here for? Right. So I thought, well, if I could just figure this out and get into alignment, that would make a difference. So in 2022, I focused on alignment. And that's what happened in 2022. Then in 23, it was like, okay, things were getting a little bit better. And I still didn't surrender or submit to what was actually happening. Like I was still having it that there was something wrong. Like there is something wrong here. My son is not with me. There is something wrong here. And I trusted God. I was in alignment with like, if this is how it's going to be, I could deal with that. And what was missing for me at the time was to surrender and really just submit to it. Like actually, and this is going to sound like a stretch, and I'm just telling you, there's some like, listen here. Okay. When you choose your existing circumstances, now it might sound whacked. Like, why would I choose my son is in heaven? But here's the thing. That's the reality. You might be dealing with a disease. Why would I choose this disease? It's not until, or name the thing. Like everybody has a fill in the blank. It might be loneliness. It might be money things. It might be other health issues. It could be like everybody has something. When you start to surrender to what is, you actually then get your power back. So that's just something to consider. Last year, this time, so I'm looking back. So last year, I was doing my vision board for 2024. And I thought, man, trust, that's a big one. Alignment, that's a big one. Surrender, submit. These are all great and needed. And I was ready to have fun. Like, whoa, I did all this work. That was heavy, right? So I'm like, what am I going to do for 2024? What is missing? Well, joy was missing. I would have glimpses of it. And I'm telling you, like, I have had more joy, like authentic, pure, blissful joy in the last 6 months than I have in, I don't even know. I mean, like years. Because what you say you're focused on, your brain will actually go to work. We have this thing called the reticular activating system in our brain. So when you know what you focus on, so this is important too. This is like, I know, here's the brain stuff. When you get clear on what you want, your eyes, like your brain, will actually search for that. And then that is what shows up. Okay. It's like, I'm sure you've had this experience where you go buy a new car. Let's say, so when I earned a white SUV, BMW. Now, I had never even, that was not even on my, I didn't even know that was a thing, right? Because I was driving other vehicles that were not that. And I earned it. And so I was like, oh, I get to drive this. And I'd never seen them on the road before because that was not part of my view. That was not important to me. And then once I earned it and was given it, all I saw was white BMW X5s. That's all I saw. And I'm like, where did all this come from? I never saw them. What I was seeing was the minivans because I was driving a minivan. And so it could be like, and also like I'm sure you also can relate to this. When you're in a crowd of people, if somebody says your name or like a dear loved one's name, like you look around, like there's so many noises, but your ears, because of the reticular activating system, will zero in on what is important to you. So part of this process, like this is neural programming, I'm telling you. Get really clear on what you want. And then your eyes and your brain and your ears and all of your senses will then, like we are big magnets, we're basically, it will attract that in. Okay. So I decided I have processed and surrendered and trusted, and I'm in alignment. It is time for Connie to have some joy. And I highly recommend, joy is not my word for this year, although that's carrying over. And this is the thing, like you carry it with you. So joy is being carried into 2025, and I'll show you in a minute what my new word is going to be. So I am a little biased to joy. You might want to try that on, maybe not, whatever works for you. Okay. Then you can see that there's quotes at the bottom, and I'm telling you, there's a whole plan to this. It makes a difference, and you could, like I said, you could write your own, or if you want to use some resources, I'm going to turn you on to. Now, the first step is not the vision board. This is what was downloaded to me in June. Now, I have read and listened to and watched a lot of other coaches talk about, and experts, quote experts, right? Talk about manifesting. And they have left some critical pieces out. Now, I do believe in the power of attraction, but what they didn't talk about, like you need to have those things in alignment to resonate at the frequency of what you want so it comes in. So many times they'll say, oh, just be it, resonate with it. And then there's like the real world that actually happens, like to produce the results. So having your thoughts and your emotions and then your actions of what you're doing all in alignment literally creates the frequency of the results that you desire. It can be no other way. I'm going to say that again. When you have your thoughts and your emotions and then your actions that you're doing out in the world, you will produce the result. It can be no other way. This is not like, I am all about the woo. Like I'm all about the woo. This is not a philosophy I'm talking to you about right now. This is science. This is physics. Okay. So when you're in alignment with all of those things, it literally creates the frequency of your result. And when that happens, you easily, like effortlessly attract your heart's desire. It's all about, I'm telling you, it's all about matching your frequency with what you want. We are magnets. Again, where are you vibrating? All you need to do is look around. Your results will tell you where you're vibrating. So everyone should have gotten this document, this worksheet here in the welcome email that I sent out. You're going to get it again if you don't have it. You would have gotten a link to the Canva worksheet for that. And I'm going to send a PDF of it. It'll be a PDF or an image. I can't remember what format it's in your follow-up email. Okay. So it lists all these areas that we talked about, right over here. And those are the colors that are associated with it in Feng Shui. We're going to start with the result. We're going to go through this a few times. We're going to start with the result that you want. That is where we start. We start at the end. And then there's some key questions we're going to ask in each of these other columns for the action, emotion, and thought. And it's going to be easier than you think. Okay, so this is my 4 vision boards. So you can see over here, these are the results, my desires that I am committed to manifesting. My word for 2025 is elevate. I want to take everything that I've done up until this point and then just blow it up and take it to the next level. Like I'm elevating my game. Okay. My quotes. The first one is from Luke 1:52. And those who are humble and lowly, God has elevated with dignity. Now that's what I'm talking about. Because I'm clear, this is not about me and my ego. Like I am here to listen and obey and serve. And asking all these things will be given to you. Okay. Then I found this quote, and I love this. Only passions, that implies the heart, right? Only passions, great passions, can elevate the soul to great things. So that to me is a reminder, like get my heart involved in, which I'm telling you, there's a thing, an institute called the Heart Math Institute. Look it up. They do a lot of work around brain and heart coherence. They have exercises, they have free resources. If you're looking to do some additional things, I'm going to give you some resources for additional things outside of this class. That is the Heart Math Institute is a great resource for getting that your thoughts to align with your heart in feeling it. And some of the things I've learned about the heart lately is that the heart, I was educated, which that's a whole other thing, educated to believe that my brain really was the most important part of my physiology. It is not. It is my heart, not because it's a pump. It's because of the power of the magnetic and electrical energy that resides there. The heart is like literally sends 100 times more messages from the heart to the brain than the brain sends to the heart. It can be measured, the heart can be measured further away from your physical body than your brain. I could go on and on and on. Like it's a big deal. Like if you're not yet in touch with your heart, we're gonna get there. Okay. Then I looked at, okay, here's my desires. What actions? So you can see I have desires and results on this one. So in the Canva link, it's going to have all 4 of these boards. What actions do I get to take? Not do I have to take. What actions do I get to take such that when I take these actions, it is like a no-brainer that these results are going to show up. Okay. Then once we get that column done, then we go to the emotions. And I recommend, and it's in the templates, not just having a picture, but also having the actual emotions written on the page. So I looked at, okay, for me to take these actions, where does my heart have to be such that it is easy, natural expression. Like if I'm feeling this way, of course, I'm going to take that action. So I'll just talk about my weight. I my I will be losing an additional. I've lost hundreds of pounds. Those of you who have known me up and down for 42 years, and I had released like 130 pounds prior to my parents passing. And then, to be honest, like I was hanging on for them. When they no longer needed me, I had a real serious come to Jesus conversation. The three most important people in my life no longer needed me here, and they were all partying somewhere else. I knew if I'm going to be here, I better create something powerful in my future that makes it worth it. And so, one of the decisions I've been making is my circumstances are my circumstances. That's over here. There's enough suffering there. I don't need more suffering here. So, since I'm going to be here, I want this to be as beautiful and joyful and elevated as it can be. And then it's worth it. And then everything lines up. So after my dad joined my mom and Nicholas, I started gaining weight again. So I've made this renewed commitment, and it's in the last couple of weeks I've already shed about, I think, 10 pounds. I wasn't weighing, but I could just feel it in my clothes. So in this box here, where it's me, right, like my future thin, not thin, like normal weight self, the actions I get to take, like there's healthy food like around me, right? Like this represents exercise to me, like keeping my energy right. And over in this box here, when I am feeling, for me, it was powerful and worthy. So when I feel powerful and worthy, I choose activities and foods that support me being powerful and worthy. Like I'm worth it. So it is no effort. Like there's no effort at all. Of course, I'm going to eat that way. Of course, I'm going to do this thing the certain way because I'm worth it and I'm powerful. Why would I want to put crap, low frequency food or activities in my body, in my bios field? That doesn't make sense. When you're standing, for me, when I'm standing in my power and my worthiness, it is a no-brainer to take the actions that are correlate to those results. Like I hope you're starting to see like how this works. Because I'm all about no suffering. I have enough suffering. We all have enough suffering in our circumstances. Like the circumstances are the circumstances, and they are separate from your experience of living. Okay? I promise you. So this is why we start with the result and then we're going to build it, right? So what's the emotion that really inspires the action? Like I can't wait. I'm having dinner actually with Wendy on Monday night, and she said, "Well, you could." I said, "What can I bring?" And she said, "You could bring a healthy dessert." So, like since last night, my brain's been going. I wonder what I'm going to bring. That's going to be like that will nourish us and fulfill us and satisfy us and all the things. I'm excited about it now. For those of you who also know me, like I don't spend a lot of time in the kitchen cooking, and I'm excited about it because I'm feeling powerful and worthy. It's going to be a great little event, and so it's like a no-brainer. It's actually you'll be excited to do these actions because like this is the emotion that's missing. So you want to think about what's missing that if it was there would make the difference. Now we know that our emotions are related to our thoughts. So then it goes, okay, what thoughts do I need to be thinking that it's natural for me to feel these feelings, take the actions, and the results cannot not happen. They cannot not happen. So for me, like you can see on my vision board over here, my frequency benefits from high frequency food. That's the thought. My body craves all things that raise my frequency and contribute to my purpose and passion. So when I have that mindset, then of course I'm going to feel powerful and worthy. Then of course I'm going to eat the foods that serve my body best. And then of course I'm going to release the extra weight. Like, this is not rocket science. This is, of course, it's going to be that way. We actually get to be in ease and flow and joy. No suffering here. There is no suffering around me. So here's this vision board. So once we create all of the 4 different boards, and again, there's a template for this, you'll be able to save each board as a picture and then put them in all at once. So this is what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want. If you want to print them all 4 out and have them however you want it, I like to have everything all together at one. So Canva will let you, you can order a poster actually from them because it's pretty big. And for me, well, we're going to get to that later. I just get ahead of myself. So this is what your eventual end result is going to look like. And I promise you, you are going to be manifesting your desires faster than you ever have, because since I started doing this 6 months ago, the results I've been producing have been with the most velocity that I've ever, like, I'm like, okay, I got to hold on here for a second. It's been a ride. And here's the thing. You can have the same results. This is duplicatable. It all starts with this vision board worksheet, and then we just follow the blueprint. Okay, so we're going to go back and forth between now we're going to go back and forth, and I'll show you some things. So open the vision board template in Canva. Okay, now I'm getting the readers on. Now you know we're getting down to work. So I'm going to stop sharing here. And go to, let me do this real quick. Find it. Here we go. Okay. Here we have our vision board worksheet. Again, you're going to start with the result column. What does your heart want? What's calling you? What would it be like if, and here's the question, if I could have it any way I want, if I could have it any way I want, what would it look like? And I had a coach about, when was it? Nicholas was 9. So that would have been like 2010, 2011. And she said to me when we were setting some goals, here's the physical test to see if you really got it. When you put your result out there, if your butt doesn't pucker, you're not playing big enough. Okay. So I invite you to take on where we're really going to like go outside the box, grow new neural pathways, do all the things because you're worth it and we need you. And start by looking at these areas and put the results down. Do that whole entire column. Like, now you could do it 2 ways. You could just do result, 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 result. That's how I did it because I was in a flow state with that. So I was just in the flow of what's the result? What's the result? What's the result? Now you could also go it across, but still start in the result column. Either way works. Then, okay, once I'm clear about the result, what actions are taken such that, of course, that shows up. Of course, that's the result. Okay, that might be some time in prayer, meditation. This worksheet, like I probably spent, oh my gosh, maybe 3 hours because this is the foundation of all of it. Putting the pictures on, that's fun. And easy. This is where the work happens. It's the worksheet. I could have called it a play sheet because it is going to be play. So then you look at the actions, like what actions are there to take, that of course that's what it is, right? It might be, let's say you want to travel more. And one of the actions might be, and this just came to me, there's, and I'm not a big credit card person, and I know there's reward programs and stuff out there. So if I want to do more flying, or if I want to do more cruising, I could, those places offer these points, right, for this stuff. So I could actually go find a credit card that's going to help pay for my travel. You know, that was one of the things when I earned this cruise on Royal Caribbean. Um, I think, you know, everybody's watching. So magically I got an offer for a Royal Caribbean credit card. Well, guess what I did? I applied for that. I got it, and I bought some things, and now I got a $50 onboard credit for the cruise. So like, like what kind of actions would like pull for like really getting the most out of the end result? Then the emotion is, again, how would I be feeling? So like when I'm in the state of blank, of course I want to do this. When I'm in the state of like, uh, when I'm inspired by something, of course it's easy then for me to either, if it's studying something because I'm clear about what I'm getting out of it, or if it's I'm inspired, like I'm inspired about fixing something for Wendy's dinner party. Of course, like I'm gonna start researching, and I mean I'm doing all the things, right? I get curious because I'm inspired. So of course I'm gonna take the action of like Googling some stuff and then going to the store and making it, and like it's not gonna be a thing. Whereas in the past, when I don't have the inspiration there, like I don't spend a lot of time cooking. So that's an example. That's the emotion that we're looking for. What's missing? If it was there, it'll make a difference. And then, okay, what does it take then for me to think? Because God gave us so many gifts and the ability to think. And we could actually choose our thoughts. Now, that might be a new thought for some of you. We get to create our thoughts. And we get to ask ourselves, well, if I want to be inspired, what thought do I need to think? Right. So for me, with this food deal, the thought is like, I want to have high frequency food to support my high frequency life. And the fruits of that labor are like beautiful and expanding. So that gets me actually very excited about cooking and the grocery shopping and all of that, which is typically not how it goes. So if you have questions about anything about the worksheet, put those in the chat and we'll get to those later. So this is the most important Canva link that you're going to get. The next most important Canva link that you're going to get, that you already got both of these things in your email. This is the layout. It talks about each area, and you could read about each area in the colors. So I have it this way, and a place for your power. This is really just a template. You could work over it if you want, or copy, and there's so many things you could do with this. So there's where I like the power at the top, the code at the bottom. If you are old school, some people don't want to do the digital version. They like, I want to get some magazines, and I'm going to get my glue stick and my scissors out, and that's how I did it back in the day. You could totally do that. This is just a guideline. So you might want to get a poster board, and then you could get some colored paper and lay it out that way. Because the colors, like everything's a frequency, I'm telling you. And the colors actually do make a difference in the energy of all of it. So you can, like I said, get a poster board, put colored paper up, and then copy, like cut and paste all your pictures to do it if you want to do it manually. Okay. Then is the board with the pictures in it. And we're going to go through this in a minute. I'm just going to show you the other one. So then there's a board for actions. There's a board for emotions with the words, a place to like type over feeling, and then the thoughts. So where it says thought, you would just click on that and start typing. We're going to go through that too. Then you could save each board separately and then just send these here if you want to do the all four on one page. Okay. I'm going to get into the nitty gritty in a second. I'm going to show you some resources because again, the worksheet is first. Once you have the worksheet done, this is like the next easy flow thing to do. Also, you're going to look at power words. It does not have to be on this list. This is just a list of some words that I've been using. And I think you'll know when you see it and read it. For those of you that have the AO scan technology, I have a video showing you how you can actually use the quick scan to, and this is what I did. So what I did is I looked at my words, and I had words that were some in my word actually for this year is not even on this, but this kind of primed the pump of what word I wanted to have once I was clear about. So my word was like, well, if I had this, then everything else would be easier again, right? So if I had joy, then it would be easy to attract all the things that I get to attract. If I have elevate for 2025 is elevate, that just, I'm like taking things to the next level. Of course, that's what's going to happen. So I personally think you do the worksheet first before you start doing the word or the phrase. So if you have the scanner, you could put these words in under your supplements. Like you could create a category called power words, put in the words as the therapies or supplements, and then run quick scan on that category and it will pop up. And that's what I did. And elevate came up. And I was like, when I saw it, as soon as I saw it, I'm like, yes, that's exactly right. So this is just an example of the power words. Okay. Then we have the phrases. So once you have the word, so some people are more spiritually minded, some people are not. And again, you could create your own. And you can even use, and we're going to talk about AI in a minute. So, because that's how I actually found my second quote. So I like to do both. I have a Bible verse and I have a quote. So once you find your word, and then depending on what version of the Bible you use, there's all like a ton of different versions over here. I like the Message. I like the Voice. That's just me. So you could choose whatever version of the Bible you want, and then you could put your word in here. So last year I did joy. So if I type in joy, there's 123 Bible results for joy in the Message. So I go through here and I spend some time and read, and like I'll know what it is when I see it. So that's very simple. That link is in your email. It'll be in your upcoming email. It'll be in a web page that I've created for you too. Okay. That's how simple that is. I'm going to shut this down because I have so many tabs open. Okay. Then this is another great place for words. This is brainyquote.com. And so if you go brainyquote.com/topics, and just reading this list like might inspire you for what word you want. And so you can look at it from this point. So let's say if your word was family, like you really want to focus on your family, you click on family and a bunch of quotes pop up about family. Also, over here in the top right in the search bar, I typed in elevate this year, and a bunch of quotes came up about elevating. And here's this: only passions, great passions can elevate the soul to great things. You can also go to AI. I know people have opinions about AI. We're going to put those aside because they're not relevant right now. And there's a few ways we could use AI. So ChatGPT, that's the link. You're going to get that link too if you don't already use it. There's a free version of it. You don't have to pay for it. I could say quote about elevate. Or I should say generate. Generate a quote. There's a quote. I mean, it is that simple. I can say, generate a spiritual quote about elevate. So AI is only as smart as you're gonna program it to be. So that's just very basic, basic, right? So that's our resources for our power phrase. Okay. Okay, got all of those. Okay, now we're going to actually go into, now this class is not how to do Canva. You will get a link on the help resources for Canva if you have not used Canva. I'm going to go through the basics on how to do Canva. Here we go. So once you got your worksheet done, literally to put in the power word, you're going to hover over where it says power word, double click your mouse, and you can do this on your phone too. I just like working on my keyboard, and you're going to type in your new word. That's simple. It says elevate. I'm going to go back to power word because this is your all template. Okay. Same thing for your inspirational quote. You'll just click on it, either delete, backspace, and then type your quote in down here. And you want to do that on all 4 of your boards. Okay. The next part. So do you see how this board just has colors? Whereas this board has, this is a place for, they call it a frame, place for a photo. Okay. So all you need to do, so you could click on upload. So if you have a particular file that you want, you could upload the file. And let's talk about images real quick. I'm going to back up. So there are lots of images that are available. You could, and again, you're going to get all the links. So it's images.google.com. And so you might do it as like as simple as, so let's say health. I'm going to say health or healthy. Let's say healthy eating images. And then there we go. And you can look at if you want to do clip art, if you want, there's all these kinds of different options here. So it's literally just Google it, right? So I like the clip art ones. You can open it up. Let me see. This is now the licensed images. We're not publishing anything. So you're not publishing and selling anything. So you could use the images, right? Here's some free ones if you're concerned about that. And literally you right click it, hit save image as, and then you just save it wherever you save your images. Or on your computer, I don't know if you guys have this little snipping tool. You can click on the snipping tool. I want a new picture, and I'm gonna capture that image, and then I would save it wherever I save it to. Go to File, Save As, and it'll pull up wherever you save your stuff at. Okay, that's one source for picture. I don't want to save that. Okay, another source for pictures is actually in Canva. So they will have, there's a box over here called Elements. Elements has all kinds of things in it. So I could say, just type in healthy food. And here's the elements. Now I have the professional version. So if you see a little crown, you won't be able to have access to that. You'll have to pay for it, but all the premium images are in, I have that. So I like graphics. So let me find, this is kind of fun. So literally what I would do is I would click on the image and move it over to where the picture is. And there's my image. Oh, healthy food actually goes here. Let me undo that. Here's the undo button. This is an important button on Canva. If you make a mistake, just click the undo. So again, I'm going to take this. This is where the healthy one went. Look how beautiful that is. How easy that is. So that's one. So within Canva is where elements is. If you saved something, you want to upload it. And these are like, I did all of my images this year as AI. So I'm going to show you that next. And all I did was I saved the image in my computer. I would click upload files, find the file I was looking for. So I have a folder for that, just for this class. Vision board class, vision board images. So they're all saved there. And I would literally just click on an image and then it would be uploaded in my own personal library here. Okay. So that's how you upload your own images that you found on Google or somewhere, or you can find them within the program. Or let's go back to ChatGPT. Is I used a prompt for the image, and let me look. Oh, that was kind of the thing I wanted to show you later. Here we go. The prompt is create an image for my vision board. I like to say without words because AI is great, but they still make mistakes with spelling. So if I go here, I'm going to find that link again. Create an image for my vision board without words, representing, I'm going to say healthy eating. Now, this is what I will also tell you. This is where the worksheet comes in. So I recommend that you have a physical copy of this. So I'll just fill out mine. So my result, so create an image board without, so you can do something as general as this. And I'm going to tell you, you're going to get better results if you use your worksheet. So without words, and I'm going to, it says, with the result of, I say releasing 100 pounds. I don't say losing because I don't want to find it. Our brains are powerful. They listen to what we say. So releasing 100 pounds easily and joyfully. My body is restored to perfect health and vitality. That's my result. The actions I'm going to take is I will be preparing healthy food, continuing my exercise routine. That's what I'm going to do. That's the action I'm going to take. And frequency wellness plan. Feeling. So under health and family, I said powerful and worthy. My thoughts are my high frequency, my high frequency benefits from high frequency food. Okay, and then I just hit enter. And it will generate for you an image. Now, if you try to click and save on the image, it gives you like a website. I don't understand that. Oh, look at this. Now, I said without no image. This is perfect. So I said without including words. So I'm going to say recreate without words, because you can see they didn't spell joyfully right and or releasing. But I like it. Like it's pretty good, just not yet. So I do that again. So if it's not, if you don't get the results you want, oh, it does include words. Either spell the words correctly or please remove the words. AI is smart, not as smart as we think. There's a misunderstanding. It has never argued with me before. I'm going to just do this a whole prompt again. See what it does. It has never pushed back. Every time I say no words, it does it. It's getting a little sassy this morning. Okay. Do you know what? This is perfect. Let me show you what I would do. So what I would do with this is I use my little snipping tool. So if you click on it, it'll open it up in a bigger way. So I will use my snipping tool here, new. And either what I would do is include this and in Canva, put like a sticker or a color or something else over it. Or I would just leave that out. Either way. So you kind of get the idea, right? So like that's pretty great image. So
Hey, Connie,
yes.
for the sake of the recording, when you use your snippet tool, it does not show on the screen. So people may be wondering what she's
Oh,
referring to.
God bless
So
me.
yeah, the snippet tool is just a tool. If you put in your main search bar, snippet, how to add, I know that that's not part of this webinar, but
Can
it's just
you
a
see it
tool
now?
that I use. I'm sorry.
You see it now?
Yes, good deal.
Oh, okay. Thank you. So new, and are you still seeing it?
Yes.
Okay. So instead of doing the whole image, I would just come down and have it without the words, or load it, save it, load it into Canva, and then just put something over it. Thank you, Lena.
No
think
worries.
okay. And you would just save it. I don't need. You would save it under file, cancel. So you click file, save as, and then it'll pop up where you want to save it in your on your computer. Okay, let's go back. We did all of that. So let me go back to the PowerPoint. So we did the vision board. We did all the online resources, how to insert your power word and inspirational quote, how to select your images. You don't really need to worry about resizing as much because I already put the image there. So you're just going to do that for each box. Okay. This is how we actually activate it. So again, you're going to complete your vision board worksheet first, beginning with the result column. And we talked about all of these things. Consider the actions. What emotions would I be feeling? What thoughts do I need to be thinking to generate all that easily? Then you're going to choose your power word and phrase. We talked about all of that. Insert that on all 4 of your boards. Then you're going to create your vision boards, like actually do the work of the images. You've got all the tools, and you're going to have another email with all the tools again. If you still cannot find your tools, email me, ConnieRoseUp@gmail.com. You're going to get a copy of this, not only of the video, you're also going to get a copy of the PowerPoint, and my information's in there too. So if you get like stuck along the way, just email me and I'll help you along. Those are the first 3 steps. Then once it is complete, we're activating it in our unconscious mind too. Our unconscious mind controls like pretty much everything that we do. So I have, if you came to my house, and Lynette can attest to this because she was here not too long ago, like I have my vision boards on my door to my bathroom because that's something I go to regularly. I have it on my pantry door in the kitchen. I have it on my door when I leave. So I have a little house, so when I walk into the garage before I leave my house. So when I leave my house, I always go through that door. That's the door I go through. So I have that vision board there on that door. I also have it on the door of my office in a big poster format. because as I walk into this space, I am clear about why I'm here and what I'm doing. So you might want to put it on your phone. I've had other people that have taken like the picture of it and put it on their phone as a screensaver. So it's always there to remind them. Other people like to put it on their bathroom mirror. Some people put it in their car because they spend a lot of time in the car. Where are you at? What's the environment you're in that needs the reminder and the energy of it? That's important. Okay. So I have downstairs, kitchen, office, bathroom. I have 4 copies. That's what I have. You could do whatever you want, have as many as you want. So I hope that makes sense because that will impact, I'm telling you, it impacts the space of the area. Then this is fun. So I told you I was going to be mailing you some things. I will be mailing you frequency stickers or imprinted foil butterfly stickers that will be already imprinted with abundance, wealth, and success frequencies to supercharge that. Now, if you already have our AO scan software, you could take those holographic stickers or any holographic sticker, anything that will hold the frequency, and put those on your vision board as well. I also will be sending you a link to print out. These are so cool. I'll just show you the hard copy since I have 2 checks that you're going to get that you're going to fill out yourself. And one is from the Gratitude Bank of the Universe. And one is from the Universal Bank Unlimited. You could use either one or both. One's called the Secret Check from like the movie The Secret, and one is called the Magic Check. When I was reviewing my materials again last night, I found, preparing for this class on December 16th, I did my check. Now, this is what I will tell you. This is no joke. On December 16th, that evening, I got a phone call that changed my life. And I did not realize I had written that check earlier that day. So it's all of this energy. Now, here's the thing. You also have to believe that it works. Because if you have a greater belief of doubt than the belief that it will work, guess what's going to win? So that's your part that you get to do. So I also have my abundance checks. I'm also going to be sending you a $1 million bill that's imprinted. So you can take your $1 million bill that is really to represent the abundance of everything that you want. So I have mine in my billfold because I see it and that reminds me, because that's where I interact with money for the most part. I also have one over here, like I have a printer over here and it's on my printer. So I'm giving you the digital file of it, I think it's PDF, so that you can print as many as you want. Of the checks, you're going to, in the mail, get $1 million bill. Okay. So like we're working on the energy of it. We're also going to program your unconscious. So that includes feeling and envisioning, thinking, right, yourself already having achieved each area. Okay, you could do it each area. I think each area is best, in my opinion. You could also do it as a collective. Like I am now, so my company is Own Your Life. You are now owning your life. You now have everything going the direction that you want it to be. So here's what we do. So there's a term in NLP called internal representation. An internal representation, all that means is that it's an image and it's so it's what we see. It's using your senses. So let's think about the senses. It's what you're seeing, what we're hearing, what we're physically feeling, like soft as well as emotions. So feeling both ways like that. So what do you see? What sounds do you hear? What physical sensations do you feel? What emotional sensations do you feel? What are your thoughts? And what actions are you taking? Like, how are you seeing that? And so you want to spend time in that space. I will tell you, we also have a sense of smell and a sense of taste. And in the last 2 weeks, those senses like started coming on board in a different way. So you could, our sense of smell, all the other senses that that we experience go through our brains, our spine, or our brainstem before it gets to the brain. Our sense of smell is the only one that doesn't go through your spinal cord. It actually goes directly to the brain. So that's why when you're somewhere and you, like for me, I smell like cinnamon or pumpkin and I'm instantly brought back to memories from doing things with Nicholas in the fall. For example, I smell pine cones and I think of the times when I've been with Christmas trees throughout my life. That sense of smell is powerful. So if you have a sense of smell with it, so let's say one of your goals is you're going to, at the end of, once you've achieved your goal, you love roses and you're going to buy yourself a dozen roses, and what do they smell like? And you could, so in your internal representation, it can include what you're smelling. Or maybe you're going to go out for a fancy dinner to celebrate, and so whatever your favorite food is, then you're tasting that. So it's all about creating that internal representation in our neurology. That's where all of our senses are actually stored, is in our neurology. So here's one of our bonus exercises that I'm encouraging you to do. I want you to visualize each area of your vision board fulfilled exactly how you would love it to be. So this is obviously, now we've done the board. This is just like the how-to. This is like the huddle. Like, okay, this is what we're going to do. And then you're going to go do it. And then once it's done, like, these are some exercises to really amplify it. Visualize each area of the vision board exactly how you would love it to be. And I always say, and better. Because I'm going to tell you what, you give God the reins to say, I want this. This is what I want. And if you have something better for me, bring it. And miracles, I'm telling you, miracles arise. Then this is all in your imagination. Then you're going to pick one person close to you that you would tell. Now, this is what I'm going to tell you about this. If you have someone close to you that is jealous of your success, do not pick that person. You want to pick someone that is genuinely going to be excited and happy for you. Sadly, that is not everybody in your life. I know you know this already. So I'm cautioning you, when you choose the person that you're going to do this visualization exercise with, if you don't have anybody in your life that currently would be excited for you and not jealous, pick me. Like, I'll be excited and genuinely happy for you. I can't tell you how much I love seeing everybody's vision boards and hearing what they're producing. And like, that is my extreme joy. So if you don't have anybody, choose me. Okay. You're going to close your eyes and see, having the exact conversation with them in the future, describing exactly what you want as if you already achieved it. So for example, I could close my eyes and imagine I'm talking to Lynette and we're in her swim spa. And I'm saying, Lynette, remember how I told you that I was going to release this weight? And I did it. And I'm so happy. And I feel confident and powerful. And thank you for like supporting me just as a friend and on this journey. Because I was able to do it. And I'm so excited. And then you're going to listen, because you're going to hear something that will be revealed to you that will be important for this journey. Okay. That is bonus exercise number 1. So for those of you that are on here, if you have not received a complimentary inner voice session with me, please reach out to me and I will give you the link to schedule that with me over Zoom. This is a free offer. I know a lot of you have received this from me. You're going to get, so our emotions are imprinted on our vocal cords. And you're going to get 5 custom audios. 3 will be addressing the conscious mind. The 4th one addresses the unconscious mind. The 5th one is all of those 4 together in one recording. And so some of the benefits are emotional and mental harmony. And again, we've been talking about that brain heart coherence. So inner voice uses a sound harmonizing technique that helps diminish excessive frequencies. That's what's going on in the conscious mind, and then supplements those insufficient frequencies that are lacking. That's what's going on in the unconscious mind. And it's all based on your voice specifically. It's totally custom to you. It's really the desire, the goal is to bring balance and harmony to your emotional and mental state, which helps with all kinds of things. Concentration, creativity, emotional intelligence, brain heart coherence. I mean, I could go on and on. Part of my weight release plan that I follow is using the inner voice songs, because when I'm emotionally hungry and not physically hungry, I have a deal I make with myself. I will take 5 minutes. I will drink 16 ounces of water, 2 8-ounce glasses of water, listen to my 5 minutes of my music for me. And I'm telling you, most of the time afterwards, I'm no longer hungry. If I am, then I know it's actually physiological, not emotional. This can be used for so many different ways. And also, so after the software analyzes your voice, these are therapeutic songs. They're actually therapeutic. It incorporates elements like, I don't know if you've heard of radionics, binaural beats. Listening to these files, I'm telling you, it brings your everything back into balance. It's very easy to use. I use it multiple times during the day. I would say if you have this act available to you, I would listen to it at a minimum in the morning and before you go to bed. Like I said, I do it anytime I'm hungry. I also do it anytime I'm in an upset. I always do it before I go to bed because I know how important our sleep is. And that's our unconscious mind is doing all this work while we sleep. And so I want to make sure going into that sleep time, I do my visualization for what I'm creating while listening to my music. So that's my gift if you haven't already gotten that. The next bonus exercise is we can transform your worksheet information, right? So you typed out all of this. Where'd it go? So once it's complete, and I'm going to walk you through this, then we're going to, I'll show you what we're going to do. Here's the actual language for the Chat GPT. So okay, let me share back to Chat GPT. Okay, I have worked on this phrase for over a year, and it is very effective, I will tell you. Okay. So the phrase is create 25 affirmations as a master NLP coach and trainer, because that's what I am. And it's also, in my opinion, the NLP technology is some of the most effective technology to impacting our limiting beliefs and reprogramming the mind. So create 25 affirmations as a master NLP coach and trainer using NLP strategies for the following goal. Okay, now I already have my goal, right? And I had my goal up here. So I'm gonna type that out, but I already typed it out once, so I don't have to retype it. Releasing 100 pounds easily, joyfully. It's all in I already did the work, right? So I'm just putting it in here. I easily think the thoughts, feel the feelings, take the actions to support this goal. Write the affirmations beginning with the following, because I am statements are phenomenal and they're connected to your root chakra. Okay, I am root chakra. I feel solar plexus. I feel, sacral chakra. I do solar plexus. I love heart. I speak throat chakra. I see third eye. I understand. That's the crown chakra. Then I remember, because remember we talked about that reticular activating system? When we tell our brain like, oh, I remember when I released 100 pounds. So guess what it does? It goes to look for all the evidence, and it, like a magnet, brings it to you. So that's the prompt with your information from your worksheet. Type that in. And I'm going to tell you, every time these affirmations are like spot on. So you can see how easy that is. That is a little like, that is my gift to you, to create the affirmations that are going to make a difference to have your results show up more powerfully. I mean, I think these are awesome. Okay. Now we're going to go back to the vision board. I'm just going to use this view because if I go back to the other deal, then we're going to start from the beginning. Okay. So we're going to transform your worksheet into affirmations. That was that. Here are some general affirmations that you're also going to get in your follow-up packet, just in general to support you reaching your vision board goals. Okay. So, again, powerful. Now, if you are someone who wants to take this to the next level, this is like 101. The vision board course is like the foundation. It's 101. There's ways to accelerate the journey. I call it a biohack for programming your unconscious mind. So I'm just going to go through this for a second. Imagine what can happen to you if you step into the lifestyle that you designed. So I live a created life. Many people live a default life, like life happens to them and they just respond. That is a lot of people, because either they don't know or they don't have the tools, the access to it. It does not have to be that way. I said earlier, suffering is optional. And I'm not saying you're suffering. I'm just saying, like, you can live a created life and it takes certain things. So just imagine what can happen if you actually step into the lifestyle that you designed, feeling worthy of it, because that there's all these things, that these limiting beliefs that are there. Being the creator of it, you turn towards yourself, like your future you is out there living that life. You turn towards yourself, like the present. You connect with that deeper yearning, like where the gaps are. Commit to having a breakthrough in each area and ask yourself, what is now possible? Like, what is now possible when all of this stuff on my vision board, when this is true, what is now possible? And what do I want to do to accelerate, if you want to accelerate it? So this is a future session that I offer. Normally, it's $5.99. It's 3 hours. Today, if you sign up today, email me at connieroseup@gmail.com, and I'll send you the link to get you on my calendar. It's $297. You'll also get 3 Mind Sync recordings. That is typically $99. As part of that, the Mind Sync recordings will take those custom affirmations, put it in the technology that literally, it's in your voice, in your words, with your intention. The recording that's produced, you have to use headphones because of the way the technology is engineered. One ear will play back at 28 hertz. The other ear plays back at 20 hertz. The difference, your brain doesn't know what to do with that. Your brain goes to 8 hertz. And it's like it bypasses that itty bitty shitty committee. So when we say these powerful affirmations, there's times you will hear, no, you're not. That's not true. Like it's the committee weighs in. We don't need to have the committee weigh in. We're reprogramming our mind. So this listening to these actually helps you reprogram it, because it bypasses that committee and then actually goes to work on reprogramming the mind. You need to listen to it at least twice a day. That's what that is. Okay. Here's another bonus. I know there's experts on here that do tapping as part of their coaching. This is something I learned a couple of years ago. It's called temporal EFT tapping. So what you do is so tapping, like you could tap on meridians, right? And if you can look up EFT tapping, there's a lot of resources on YouTube and Google. If you want to take this and do it in a more expanded way, there's that available. I know Angie Munko's on here. She's like a master at EFT tapping. If you want to connect with her, connect with me and I'll connect you to her. And here's a real, like very simple, like everybody could do this. Okay. So on your left side, so do you see where these dots are here around the ear? So you're going to put your hand where you're just tapping around your ear. And 8 times you're saying, I no longer, whatever your barrier is that you want to shift. Like, so I no longer am overweight. I no longer carry excess weight. 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 Excess weight. Right? On the right side, tapping around the ear. I now weigh I now weigh my goal ideal weight. 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 Simple. I think it took a minute. So you could actually do that for each area if you would like. Okay. That's another little bonus. Again, these will all be sent to you. If you're curious now about those mind sync recordings, and it's like, I don't want to do this big package and all the other things that go along with it, but I would really like those recordings because they work. It is a 2-hour session just to do the recordings. There's 9 recordings, plus you get the inner voice ones with that. Normally it's $297. Today, $197. And this is literally about raising your frequency. So this is what I got inspired while I was doing this class. So I'm just going to read this to you. At the level of destiny, because this is what we're talking about. Your destiny, your reason to be here. There is something inside of you yearning for something outside of your current experience, your current reality, your current history that you've had. To manifest at the level of destiny, you need to connect with a higher frequency. That's what we've been talking about all along. There's an intelligence in the universe bigger than your own mind. When we connect to that universal intelligence, it is more powerful than even your own will. When you plug into and connect to this intelligence, you have a sense that life is organizing now around your success. It's all about this. When you resonate here and then you got the unconscious aligned with that, Katie barred the door. I'm telling you. So here's another little tip. If you let yourself feel your deeper desires and truly believed, here's another key, truly believe that all of life was supporting you, what would you create? So there's a term I want to tell you about. It is called pronoia. So paranoia is the world is out to get me. Pronoia is the opposite of that. It is the world is out to bless me. So can you imagine living your life from the world is out to bless me? Like all these things are for my highest and best good. Because we get to decide. Now, I will tell you, I used to speak on this before my son went to heaven. When he went to heaven, everything about my world shifted. And it was like, okay, girl, this is what you said. Here's your chance. Prove it. And I'm going to tell you, it took me a year. It took me a year of diligently working on where's the blessing? Where's the blessing? Where's the blessing? But because I had a commitment bigger to not suffering, I had a commitment to living here, being here fully. Then I realized, guess what? He's with, like, for all y'all have kids, enjoy every minute of him. It's his precious time. Soak it all up. Take pictures. Take pictures. So many don't. Take pictures. However, I don't get to take pictures with my son. What I do get is pretty much almost instant access to him. I know he's with me all the time. He sends me signs, all the things. So you can create your life, I'm telling you. And so live from your future as if it's now. So there's a part of you that is more powerful, already has the wisdom within you. It's tapped into the great I am. And you have the power already to break free. Connect with your most wise and most powerful self. Bring that into the area that you're currently struggling, the part stuck. If you can't become yourself. Like, so you produce the results you produce as you are here now. I'm telling you, having a coach, and it doesn't have to be me. I have I have a full life. I'm not actively like, and I'm available. And there's other great coaches on here and resources for coaches. I could, if you want somebody, let me know. I will connect you. I have coaches for amazing coaches for all different areas. Okay. I know I always, the coaches that I hire are the ones that have already figured it out. So if I want to get a coach for my health, I have a coach that works with the unconscious mind because I know she's already figured it out. And that's where I resonate with her. If you want to have a coach that lives a created life, like give me a call. When you do that, you shorten the path because there's a map to follow already. You need to expand your power. And it doesn't have to be a pain thing. Like find a friend that has those qualities and say, what can we trade? Right? You need to expand yourself to connect with others to manifest the level of self-realization. Like imagine yourself 60 days from now, having applied all of the insights and exercises that we just covered. You've unlocked your power. What becomes possible? What would it cost you if you didn't make the shift? What will you lose if you don't make the shift? We're talking time, opportunities, confidence, full self expression. It might be something else. If you are interested in the frequency work that I do, I have a monthly program. It's $159 a month. I daily scan and optimize your body and field. I broadcast frequencies. So we have an hour session that starts it, and then I do all the work after that. It's all done in the field. So I run the program so that you're scanned and optimized. It identifies and adjusts any imbalances and brings you back into alignment. I broadcast the frequencies, kind of like think of it like prayer. So I broadcast those frequencies based on your results that you want. Dr. Harmony's one of my current clients today, like right now, she's in the month of December with me. And she sent, like, we worked on her goals. She sent me what she wanted. I created a custom playlist for the frequencies that she's getting. They're specific to her. You also get in that 1 hour session three mind sync recordings. You get to take what are your top 3 areas, and we'll record custom affirmations for you for that. And of course, the 5 inner voice recordings. That is $159. That is what that is. So why do you think I'm offering additional classes and opportunities? Like, isn't the vision board and action plan enough? Yes, it is. And I know what I have to offer. I know what's available. If I withheld that from you, that would actually not be in integrity with who I am. Like, oh, I have all the goodies, but I'm not going to like share or tell you how to get access to that. We are living in interesting times. And I want to give you access to all the tools that I have had that make the difference for me. I love working with people who take action. I'm also creating success stories, and I want to feature all of you on it. That's why I want to hear, regardless if you never see me again, please send me your vision board. Please, I would love to see it. I'm just telling you, where 2 or more are gathered, like we know the scripture, right? Like it makes a difference. So if I'm not going to be your power partner in this, find a power partner. Your power will amplify. I promise you. And ask yourself, how many other people in your life are aware of what you most desire to create and are supporting you? Just consider. Okay. I get fired up. Okay. So this is what I want to hear from you. And we'll look at the questions. If you have something done already, you want to share it, please share that. If you have your power word or your power phrase, like if you have questions, like, or tell me, like, what did you get? So I'm going to look at the chat real quick. Is there a vision? So Steve asks, is a vision board an individual thing, or does a couple do one together? I am so glad you asked that, my friend. I say both and. So I created my vision boards 3 weeks ago, and my power partner just showed up, and we're going to be doing one. So he's going to be doing his own, and then we're going to be doing one together. So there's that's awesome question. Oh, great, Tammy. Scott and I did one separately, but you could do one together. That'd be cool too. Thank you, Tammy. Thanks. Okay, here we go. Could be a fun experience. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. Oh, my esoteric images, all from. Oh, let me show you that real quick. Um, oh, I think I did. I showed you how to do AI. So I put in what I was looking for based on my results. I did that with the healthy eating, with the healthy eating example, and all of those images. So like if you put the word frequency in anywhere in AI, that's where it goes to the cool things, I think. So that's where the fun images came from. Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. Yep, I did AI with Cephi dots. Yes. So your Cephi dots, longer. So we'll leak Cephi dots imprinted with frequencies. I had longer than how many? 7 hours. Oh, the frequency dots. So for those of you who have Cephi frequency dots, my understanding from what Lauren teaches is that they should hold the frequency until a more powerful negative frequency like experience. So if you have a burst of anger or whatever, that like cancels out the frequencies. What does it say? Does it say on the box? I've never read the box. Can you go off mute and tell me what it says?
That's 72 hours. That's what I was asking because,
Oh, 72 hours.
yeah, for ideal
That's
results,
about
remove the
right.
discard after 72 hours of use. So that's why I asked that question, because my understanding was you got to re-imprint after 72. So, I was just asking, do we have to redo that every time for the vision board, or will it last for the duration?
Oh, the stickers that you're getting. Okay, the stickers
I'm
that you're
talking,
getting.
I'm talking the dots. Yeah, the stickers you're giving, or if I were to use Cephi dots, to put on our vision board.
So on a vision board, the frequencies will last long time because it's not generating a contrary frequency. Our bodies, when we're wearing the frequency dots, is experiencing all kinds of frequencies. Does that make sense? Did that answer your question?
Yes, you did. Thanks, Connie.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Awesome. Okay. Karen asked, can you use it without headphones? The mind sync must be used with headphones. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Is this Karen Fremming? Is that who asked the question?
Yes, I was wondering, the audios that you create for
Yes.
individual people, the both side. Got it.
Yep. Because it's the engineering behind it.
Right.
Like literally one side plays back at 28, the other side plays back at 20. So if you listen to it without headphones, it's going to sound wobbly.
Right.
And we want it to go directly in to reprogram the unconscious mind.
Right.
Yes. And Steve, you could do the affirmations anytime. Like you have the software. I would totally put those into the mind sync. Totally. Yes, Angie is an amazing EFT coach. Lots more. Yes, she's amazing. Yes. We love you, Angie. Yeah, the temporal tapping. And when I learned that, I'm like, that's easy. Like, that's so easy. Like, I can do it at a stoplight, really. Lynette's power word is balance. Steve's power phrase, the future favors the bold and the brave. Of course you would have that because so Steve is an amazing veteran that's in our world because of Solex. So thank you for your service. And it does favor the bold and the brave. Yeah. So Dr. Harmony's power word is embodiment. I love it. She's living her best life down there. I promise you. Sarah, power word is productive. Very good. Steve's is decisive. Oh, Lynette, I'll be listening to it many times. Thank you. Diane, I do Tai Chi Gun with quantum frequency one blowing on me. Yes. And my mind, yes, we did mind sync recordings. Yeah, it is an incredible way to start the day. I mean, I'm telling you, the more I learn, like I love all the woo. And the more science that I learn about the quantum physics and the woo, this is proven. this is science. Science. It works. Oh, Angie's my favorite, or my power word is freedom. I love that. Karen, power word is manifest. Oh, we got some. I cannot wait to see your vision boards. Now, in the email that I send out, like if you want to share your vision board on like social media somewhere, tag me so I see it. This is like my favorite. This is so juicy. I love seeing like all the ripples and all the things that are happening. This is awesome. You guys are great. Does anybody else have anything else to share? It's been, oh, Angie, yeah, you got 2 power words. One year I did surrender and submit. And they were similar but different. Does that make sense? What were you thinking? You're welcome, Steve. Did you want to share, Angie, what you were thinking about the 2 words?
That wasn't me, by the way.
Oh, it wasn't you.
Me, but that's not Monco.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Lynette says it's Monica. Oh, I'm so sorry.
That's all right. That's all right.
Okay, I'm thinking Monco. Okay, sorry. Miss Monica. Sorry about that. I'm gonna say this. I'd love to hear what you have to say. And as long as they are not conflicting, for sure. So when we do energy work, like Steve was talking about the dots, like I would never imprint energy and sleep in the same thing. So you want it to be that it's congruent and they work toward and with each other. And it's actually, that's a great thing, Monica, because the synergy of other, like sometimes I teach on virtue education, and bringing that together, there's more power when they work together than separately. What were you thinking, Monica?
I was thinking about balance and joy.
Yes. Perfect. Because do you see how they're congruent? Yeah. Awesome. You're welcome, Karen.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Monica. Great question. Great question. Anybody else? Now, if you're catching the recording of this, or in the future, if you're going back to the recording, if you have any comments or questions, put those. I get notified. This will be a private recording on YouTube. So please do not share that link. That is just for the people who have invested in the class and invested in themselves. So you'll have a link to that, and I'll see the comments, and anybody that has access to that recording will. Or again, my email's on you. You've been getting emails. My email's Connie Rose up at gmail.com. So thank you. Well, I think this was the best one yet. I am super excited. I can't wait to see what you guys produce. I'll be sharing more of my journey along the way. And thank you. And I want to say a special thank you to Dr. Harmony. So Dr. Harmony hosted the event where I got to meet my beloved. And so it's been magical. Thank you, Dr. Harmony.
I just have to say it's beautiful to watch. And then of all people, you deserve it.
I do.
Yeah.
I accept that. And
So thank you for answering the call and even showing up.
yes, I know he's been working on this. We both been working on this and doing all the work. Like, here's the thing. Like, you do the work, you get the results, right? I think Master Lama Rasaji says that. Do the work, do the thing, get the results. This is not rocket science. It's really about creating a habit with it. Like, that's why you want to post this stuff, not only in the environment so that it has the frequency of it, it's also a habit of, like, I'm telling you.
Do the work, get the power.
Oh, that's what he says. You're right. Do the work, get the power.
Right.
Amen, amen, amen.
I just want to say, this is really beautiful, Connie. I love the idea of it and I love the action of it. But it just seems like, everybody on here is probably more awake than most. And we can be very, very powerful. So unless I'm focusing on good stuff, I could be creating caca. So I really want to just focus.
Yes, that's
on what-
true. That
So-
is so true. You're right. I attract powerful people. So the people who are on here are already powerful. And you are exactly right. Because what comes out of your mouth, like, be aware. Be aware. Because, yes, if you are not conscious about it, you will look around. Like, I know all the areas. Like, I had this energy leak that I was not aware of. And Jason showed it to me on Thursday. And it was like, oh, okay. And man, like, immediately I took action. Like, it's now sealed. We don't always see it. That's why it helps to have a partner or a coach or a friend or however that looks like, to reflect back, like, because you hear it differently. Like, it sounds one way in my head, and then it sounds totally different when it's outside my head, you know?
Can I just piggyback something? I think it was Karen that said, or I think it was Karen. What really helps with that is not being split, so to speak, is being, like you've said, and which is what this is all about, super, super clear. Because the more awake you are, the more powerful you are, the more you create what you either want or what you don't want. And so it can be very confusing to the universe and yourself if you are not clear. One of the things I just went through with that is I literally sold everything into a relationship, sold everything I own, moved from another state down to 2 suitcases. And I kept hearing, you have to let go of everything to have everything. So I'm literally in the reinvention process, but Connie knows this. I'm more clear than I've ever been in my life about who I am and remembering that person. And now not just becoming that person, but remembering that person. So it's a remembrance of who you truly are. And I want to thank Connie for being a part of also sharing and showing that to me. So I just wanted to share that because it's very powerful when you really step into that. Takes a lot of trust. And when you talk about the surrender thing, like everything you said in the map was my map to do it. And like when I left and jumped ship of my entire life, I literally surrendered to, like, I'm letting go of everything to recreate this person. And I have to say one more thing, then I'll stop because I could talk all day on this too. But it's that leap. It's not just an octave. We're talking the quantum leap is multiple octaves. And that takes a lot of freaking trust. Thank you, Connie.
Well, and for anybody that's on here that knows they have a bigger message and they want to write a book, Dr. Harmony's your girl. No joke, multiple best-selling author and writing coach, like, extraordinaire. I mean, and if you want it to be fun and easy, I'll connect you with Dr. Harmony.
I just wanted to say, when we were talking, can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. Yes.
When we were talking about do the thing, get the results, do the thing, get the power, it was 111. So the angel said, amen.
So great.
I love it. This is like my joy. Like, thank you, thank you, thank you for showing up. So I get to play with you guys this way. I will tell you, my goal and my intention, I have things already prepared, is to get this mailed out on Monday. My mail guy has already left. And by Monday, my goal is to have this mailed, like the package mailed to you. And then my goal is to have, I think you lit up. My goal then is to have the email to you tonight, maybe more likely tomorrow, at the latest Monday. Okay. And the initial email that you got has everything you need as far as the tools. Okay, I'm going to stop recording.